We will open things and ask Coach Smart to make some opening comments. Then we'll go to questions. Again, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Identify yourself and wait for the microphone to get to you. Coach?
Yeah, we came here with a plan to have a connected assault. We talked about it all week, and we wanted our team to stay connected, and they did that. Our team kind of played this game like they played the whole season. Unbelievably well in spurts, unbelievably poor in spurts, and answered the bell when they had to. And I'm proud of them. They've handled that all year. I want to give a lot of credit to Brian Kelly and the LSU team that never went away, never quit fighting, had an injured quarterback, and they did a really good job of fighting and pushing through. But this has been a different group, you know, and you guys have tried to label them and tried to figure them out and tried to analyze them. They're not comprehensible. They do what they have to do, and they do it well, and they care about each other, and they really do it for each other. And no greater example of that than these two men sitting next to me who've been part of our program for a long time.
Okay, questions, please raise your hand if you have one. Okay, we're going to go in the second row here on the right. Please state your name and the question.
Jordan Hill with the Dogs 247. Question for Chris and also for Kirby. Walk me through the blocked field goal. It kind of looked like Smile was sort of waving you off. What was sort of the thought through that? And then Kirby, was it one of those no, and then, you know, all right, go ahead and go with it?
I'll let Chris answer it, but Chris knows we watch those in the team meeting about once every 3 weeks, and I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah, like Coach said, that's a scenario that we go over a lot. And, you know, we know if the ball passed the line of scrimmage, we had the opportunity to be able to pick it up. And I was just waiting to get the go from the sideline. As soon as the sideline gave me the go, just picked it up and just started hitting it.
The rule is you're not allowed to pick it up unless you score with it. So.
Okay, we're on the back row in the middle, please.
Sorry about that. Kirby, I don't know if you saw when Jalen picked up the LSU quarterback and just kind of almost held him there. Stetson's shaking his head. Do you see that sort of stuff from him in practice, that sort of dominant thing? And have you ever seen a player get that happen before?
Yeah, I've seen players do that, and they usually didn't end well. You know, they usually don't have the restraint. And I told him, I said, you know, you prove to a lot of people that there's a thought process and great restraint to keep from doing something dumb. It showed great discipline on his part to not do anything. Or, you know, we had a penalty in this game early in the year. I think it was Kamari on I don't know if you call it a body-to-body suplex tackle, and you don't do that. And I just got a lot of respect for Jalen to not do that. Unfortunately, we don't let him do that to Stetson. Otherwise, Stetson would be in pieces.
On your right, standing up.
Brooks Austin with Dogs Daily. Stetson, you seemed extremely confident in the first half today. I think you were 19 to 24, over 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. What was it about the game plan that just made you feel so comfortable?
Well, I mean, I was familiar with the plays. We repped them a lot during that week and during the season. And, you know, we had executed them during the week. And, you know, when it's the SEC championship, you kind of gotta play confident. And if you don't, then they're going to beat you. Yeah, I don't know, got good players, and I mean, I don't think I got touched tonight. Our O-line was incredible, so.
Over here against the wall.
For both players, everybody was talking before the season, to your left. Everybody was talking before the season about all the guys you don't have coming back, the draft picks and everything, but what were people missing in their analysis of you guys coming into the season?
I think what they were missing was the culture that we were able to create around here, and the next man mentality that we were able to have. You know, starting the season, we had a lot of guys that weren't able to play, but as the season goes on, they were able to gain that experience, and I think that helped us out a lot.
We'll go up here on the front row.
I'm
sorry.
I think he was asked the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, for me and Chris, it took us a while to get here, right? So there's really no option but to play well now, right? I mean, when things start going bad, what are you going to do? Stop? Like, no. Like, we knew how hard it was to play for the University of Georgia, right? And so now we'll do almost anything to win. So I think we have a lot of older guys like that.
This is for Chris. Just wondering, what's the takeaway from this? Obviously, you guys got more work to do. You got great, big, huge games in front of you. 506 yards passing allowed in this game today. So I know What's your takeaway on that? Do you just flush that, or are there some lessons learned tonight?
Like you said, we got a lot of work to do. Definitely don't flush it, but we able to come out on top with a great team win. And, we got to get back to the drawing board and continue to work.
Left side, fourth row.
Kirby, you mentioned some unbelievably poor spurts here in the course of the game. What concerned you coming out of tonight, and what are you going to work on over the next 4 weeks?
Everything. Like, there's nothing that we can't work on over the next 4 weeks, right? We do camp-style practices. Our guys know everybody can get better. Conditioning level, tackling. But football's a tough, hard sport, and our guys embrace challenges. So I think they'll embrace the challenge of getting better, and you can't say you're going to go work on one thing, because then you'll be giving up on some other things. And we need to work on a lot of things. And our guys understand as the year goes on, teams tackle poorly, teams cover poorly, defense usually deteriorates, and that's not the culture here, and it won't be accepted or tolerated, so we got to fix it.
Anything specific coming out of tonight, though?
I would have to watch the tape to see. We played a different style in the second half, and that affected us some, and just got to play better. We got to affect the quarterback better.
Front row.
Stetson, Coach spoke earlier this week about checking the box as far as this game is concerned. I know this may sound like a silly question, but you guys won the national title last year, came up short in this one. Did that leave any kind of void that y'all were just determined to kind of take care of today?
Well, what's the question? I'm sorry.
I said last. I said, it may seem like a silly question. You guys won a national title last year. We came up short in this game. How important was it to make up for that, for lack of a better word, today?
Yeah, winning the SEC is a big deal. This is the best conference in football, and I think with national championships is huge and great, and that's our next goal. But SEC is the first goal, and it's the first goal, second goal after winning the East. But winning the SEC championship, there's only one of those. It's a banner, right? It's the same thing as a national championship, just a little bit smaller scale. So yeah, it was important for us.
Front row.
Yeah, for Kirby and Chris, the example of it, ball hitting the LSU player's helmet, and then obviously the field goal. Is that just perfect examples of not playing until the whistle's blown and those two key moments of the game?
Yeah, I think it's a trite expression to say play till the whistle's blown. Hell, everybody plays till the whistle's blown, right? That's what you do. I think it's more about his instincts. That's the same play and the same exact route that he picked off on Clemson last year. And he jumped it. He played it aggressive. He understood what the quarterback's check was. He understood his leverage. How many times do you think you've run that stunt since you've been here? A ton. And he saw it. He jumped it. And by him jumping it, it caused the balls to go in the air, and then it bounced off him. I think Smiles, we talk about tips and overthrows. Mel Tucker had a saying here. What do they say, Chris? Tips and overthrows.
Got to get those.
And we got them. And that's a big deal. And Smile did it, and then Chris picking up it's just football savvy and football awareness for him to pick that ball up, because we showed him video of guys touching the ball after it's blocked and the other team gaining possession. But we also say, if you can score, go do it. I don't know if you remember last year, we blocked one on Alabama in the national championship game, and Lewis or Quay, about messed it up, and they would have gotten the ball. And so we use that as an example of don't touch it. And Chris thought about that. You could see him thinking about that. Then he realized there's nobody covering, so he went.
Yeah, I just think same thing Coach said, just savviness and instincts and just understanding what we want to get done when we step out there.
Hey, Kirby, I know it's early, but anything on the McConkey and McClendon front?
McClendon is a light MCL. Don't know how long it'll be. He wasn't able to go back in, obviously, and I don't know what grade it is. We'll get it looked at tomorrow. Lads is continuation of what he's been having. His knees have been bothering him, and he has some tendonitis in there, and it didn't so much hurt him on the play. It just started aggravating him more, and it didn't feel like he could go.
Left side.
Stetson, you had a moment when, after your touchdown pass to Darnell, you kind of looked over to the sideline and just shook your head. What was going through your mind?
It's fun to throw to somebody that big and that fast. Thank you for bringing him here, and thank you for calling that play. No, but I mean, I don't know. I felt like we were in a rhythm. I don't know. Was that no? That was Lads was the one right after. I guess that was the next driver, or I can't remember. Sorry. But yeah, we're in a zone. I felt like what we were calling, we were executing, and we were having fun playing football there.
All right.
Question for Kirby and Stetson. Kendall had another game where he had several big runs. Just how big has he been in these last few games, particularly once he's come back from that injury?
Man, his toughness. I thought tonight was the first time that he really had his pad level and was running through contact. You know, he's made some big runs, but tonight it was his pads were lower. He ran over people, kept his legs churning. Of course, he had the explosive ones. He's looked really fast when he's broken out of there, and it's almost like he's gaining steam at the end of the year as he's run the ball.
Right here in the front.
This one's for Chris. Hey, Chris, congratulations. Earlier in the week, you said 4 times the charm. You've been here. This is your 5th year. I just wonder how it feels to finally get this one. I know you have a lot of football left to play, but how does it feel to win this game the fashion that you did on the stage that you did?
It feels amazing. You know, just coming up short so many times, just to finally be able to get a win, it feels great for sure.
Fourth row.
Kirby, did you call the 2-point conversion so you all could use that play? And Stetson, your view on that play on the field?
We went with it because it was by the book. By the book, we felt like that differential made it right. I think it was 25 to go to 27. Is that right? But it was just by the book. So the book said, you know, if they were able to score, the analytics will go for 2. And I told Monk, and I was like, we might should have saved that play because it's one we've worked on for a long time. But in football, you don't save plays. You run them when you need them, and we didn't know what was going to happen the next 3 to 4 series, so we executed it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was fun to just see it. I talked to AD in the huddle because he hadn't played that much, and I was like, all right, it's you, brother. And so I sprinted left, tossed it to him, and he actually threw a spiral, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think he's thrown one of those in practice.
Yeah.
I don't think he's repped that play.
No, somebody else repped it. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, me and AD have something that you'll never have.
What?
We're both career passing record at UGA is 1 for 1, and I'm 1,000%. 2-point conversions, drop the snap, do a pass, 1 for 1. So you and Bobo are behind me and AD.
Okay.
Yeah, Coach. They seemed like they were having some momentum. Nussmeier comes in, they score a couple, touchdowns. Y'all get the ball at the 5. 8 plays, 95 yards, just marched it, took all the momentum out of the game. Is that planned? Is there a message in the huddle? I know you say you play every snap in and out, but you needed an 8-minute drive there and a score, and you got it.
Let me tell you what was planned, to come out in the second half and drive it down their throat. And we were doing that, and we had a little mishap, okay? And so that was the plan, and the plan was being executed, all right? And we didn't play real good defense tonight, but there were some opportunities that they didn't just make plays. We just didn't make plays. You know, Malachi had a couple tough plays that he makes those plays every day in practice, and I would bet money on Malachi playing a half safety 1,000 times. He misjudged the ball, and the kid is crushed for it. But you know what? He's going to be a better football player for having experienced it. And we gave up some plays that we probably shouldn't have, but you give them credit for that, and we got to continue to grow. But I thought the play of the game was the Marcus Rosemy screen. It's 3rd and 5, backed up, 3rd and 6, backed up, and Stetson hits him on a screen, and Marcus sticks it in there. 2 great blocks, and from that drive, that was the drive you're referencing. Without that conversion, we're punting the ball back to him. Great call by Monk, too.
Hey, Kirby, I know y'all aren't too big on individual accolades, but say you had an undefeated quarterback who, might be up for an individual award, maybe like the Heisman or something like that. Would you lobby for that for him?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think it's one of those things that this guy's 23 of 29 in a second half that, I mean, he didn't get to do a whole lot in the second half. So I don't know what he was in the first half, but he's played really well. And, I had several people come up to me and say that they thought he played his best game of his career tonight, and he played really good.
On the right.
Hey, Coach. Don Joseph with Griffin Daily News. You mentioned that 3rd down play and just how physical you guys were and able to get that first down. How proud of you of your team on how physical they are to make those plays, especially your receivers that are able to make those blocks?
Yeah, the physicality at our place comes out every day in practice. And the thing I'll never shy away from or tell people is that physical wins in our league. You see, our league's different. Our league's tough. Our league's hard. Week in and week out, it's extremely physical. There was more depth in our league this year than I ever remember. I mean, top to bottom. You look at what Vanderbilt's able to do, what South Carolina's able to do, what Mississippi State's able to do. Everybody is really physical. So you've got to set yourself apart, and you've got to have a culture, and you've got to build your culture around guys who think toughness matters. Because if toughness doesn't matter, you got no chance in this league. You win on the road with toughness, and I thought we won tonight with some toughness.
2 final questions right here in the middle, second row.
Yes, Stetson, obviously the last 2 performances in here have been really strong for you. Can you talk about your comfort level playing here and I guess the likelihood that you'll be back here again in a few weeks?
Well, I don't know. It goes into all those decisions. But I don't. Yeah, I mean, we like this place. We played pretty good here. I don't know if it's the turf or the humidity, because good Lord, it was hot in there today. I mean, I'm about to cramp up sitting here. And I don't even barely run. But, I don't know. I don't think it's anything about this place in particular. I think we just had a good game plan and went out and executed it.
Final question, front row.
Kirby, my question is similar about that. Obviously, tomorrow's the selection show. How much do you know about what awaits you guys, who the opponent might be, and did you see, a little bit of the chaos that took place before your game got played?
I have not seen one thing. I tried not to pay attention to any of it. I didn't have any games on or any phone. I mean, I hadn't heard anything to even know what's going on. It didn't matter. To me, that's so far away that, like, number one, we don't control it. Number two, we so far away, you got time to prepare for it. My focus has been on this, because I told those kids, I don't want one kid to walk out of our program without an SEC championship ring for their career. And that was about to happen if we didn't get that one. And they said enough was enough tonight, and they got them one.
Coach, guys, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.